customers and people about rolling and foam rollers. So Ryan, can you tell me the difference between the different foam rollers and what you've noticed on trying to get a physiological effect out of a foam roller versus other similar rollers, and also using the travel roller?
Okay, so there's a lot of variables to it because number one, I teach wall rolling and we work on the floor on a lot of different floor types, whether it's in a gym. The first thing I always talk to people about is the grip. Because first of all, it grips the muscle well, so it's going to hold on to that muscle, which we like, but then it's not going to get people moving around so that they're not tensing and they can relax.
Yeah, so you're actually able to use the travel roller against other surfaces.
Yes.
So it grips to the wall, chairs, coffee tables without it slipping.
Yes. So normally, like a lot of people I see may already have a roller, but as soon as you get into some of the things we discussed, needing a physiological effect, or wall rolling, they don't feel comfortable doing that with a traditional roller because it slips. And as you get into, say, wall rolling or some compromising positions, you don't want that roller moving around. You want to trust in it. And because of the grip of this, everybody can trust in it.
And it also grips on the skin,
yes,
which I've heard from, top-level physiotherapists and chiropractors. They really like that ability to grip the top layers of the skin to create a little bit of shearing and grabbing on that skin as well.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. And when we speak also about therapists and we talk about a physiological effect, the travel roller is the only roller that I know of that actually gets the true best physiological effect that I see. And what that does is make it therapeutic. And the reason it happens is because we know that it has this outer layer, but it has this tube in the middle, which adds to that because this outer layer is soft, so it doesn't make the tube feel hard, so anybody can use it. So, but what it does is it puts you nice, softly down onto that tube so the tube pushes back.
Yeah.
A roller must push back. As you know, with traditional rollers, it just basically compresses in and doesn't push back.
Yeah, so a normal foam roller is a larger diameter, and it compresses, and over time it just keeps compressing and compressing, but it doesn't keep its form or shape like the travel roller does, where it has that elasticity.
Yes, exactly. And so when it pushes back, it can compress deeper in the muscle comfortably, so it is to everybody's tolerance, but it does push back, and that pushback effect that is really quite rare in most rollers is why we get that physiological effect. Because when it gets deep into the muscle, it can reset that inhibition that's within a muscle, in many cases, say when we roll the glutes, and it can restore that muscle back to normal function.
Right. And the travel roller 4.3 is the one that we use the most. Yep. Why do you like the size of the roller versus other foam rollers?
Well, other people have used rollers that are a little bit bigger, and what they find is they can really maintain their body position, which I'm pretty technical on. I like body position because that keeps everything in a nice neutral place, and that's what we want, to teach people neutral. And for me, the diameter is important because that again helps people get deeper, because the smaller diameter helps it get deeper or more pinpoint into the muscle. The bigger it is, the broader it is, and we don't want that because we want rollers to be therapeutic. If we're using it, we want to have a beneficial effect, and this will offer that.
Okay, so now can you tell me a little bit about a normal foam roller and the travel roller, and why would I not get a physiological effect from a standard foam roller that's in a gym?
Honestly, it's just too soft. That is the reality of most of your traditional foam rollers. It doesn't push back.
So is it good for a beginner to start on a foam roller, a traditional foam roller? Or should they be starting on something like the travel roller?
People ask me that a lot. I tell them they can, but the truth about this is that you can manage your body position. So you can change it to whatever tolerance you want. So this is the best all-around versatile tool, because you can back off the pressure or you can make it more intense to whatever muscle you're working on, to whatever it is. So do you need a traditional one? Really, for me, if you want to lay on it, but that's all it's going to work for. This guy is very versatile, so you can back it off, you can make it more intense.
So if someone comes to me and says, well, the travel roller is too hard and it hurts, it's painful, how would you get them starting to roll on the travel roller?
I would just tell them that they're just rolling too aggressively. It's where we learn different techniques to back off the pressure to our own tolerance. Because what most people see is one way of rolling each muscle. There's usually about 7 to 10. What we have to do is we have to learn to support our body more. We have to learn to roll properly. And that's a really valuable part of rolling because it's beneficial. A lot of people say, oh, it hurts too much. And then I show them how to roll properly. They're like, well, this isn't what I was doing before. It's just because they were doing something that was above their tolerance and something that was more aggressive.
So if you have someone that is, brand new to rolling, a beginner, how often would you prescribe them to foam roll?
It depends on if they have an injury, but generally daily is beneficial to build up a tolerance because every time you work it, you will have a reparative effect to that muscle and then you'll build up more tolerance. And that's where eventually, even if somebody currently is on a traditional roller, they will always upgrade to a roller like this because they would build up a tolerance and they would have to keep pursuing better muscle health. And this is the only thing that's going to get them there.
And exactly, and basically what we're trying to do is make it part of their everyday lifestyle, 10 minutes a day here and there. It really does make that difference.
It really does. It doesn't take a lot of time. Everybody thinks, oh, I have to roll everything. We have to prioritize. You can prioritize and just hit some of the major muscles, such as the glutes as we discussed many times. And if they just start with some spots, they can just build on it and just build the routine into their lifestyle.
Exactly. Looking for foam rolling information and videos in the palm of your hand, go to foamrollerapp.com.
And if you're looking for the perfect roller that gets the best therapeutic effect, visit travelroller.com.